Hey guys, Luna here, and welcome back to Arcadia's Fallen, The Legend of the Spirit Alchemist. Let's just get right into it, shall we? So, we last left off in the underground tunnels, where my character's kind has faith, acceptance, and confidence. The tunnels beneath the valley are quiet as you and your companions make your way back beneath Golner's mansion.
So, this story Rune told, can we really trust it?
I don't know. Seems like a leap of faith. Bards do not fabricate stories. They only retell past events. They might exaggerate, but the core elements are always true.
I can't believe this.
I'm really surprised you're so quick to trust this individual.
Look.
Don't worry about it. If this library really is hidden in these tunnels, this might be our best chance to learn the motives of our enemies.
You know,
If we can get inside, that is. You turn a corner and the tunnel ends abruptly. A large circular door is towering above you. Did he say anything about how to open this? Not really. Is it just me though, or does that door look familiar somehow?
Fascinating.
The design does kind of remind me of the wheels of the spirit locket.
You think so?
Do you think we can open it using alchemy? Just what kind of ingredients do we need though?
well, isn't this neat?
I might have an idea about that. Michael steps up to the door and with a flash of purple magic he gets his hands. Red blood drips down his palm and quickly turns to press it into the center of the door.
Michael, I swear.
What do you think, The room shakes as the door begins to glow with a red light.
Well, I'll be damned.
I just activated the puzzle. It wasn't that difficult to figure out. Now we just need our dear alchemist to finish up. I got this.
This is it.
Hey, I totally got this. You step up to the puzzle. Sort the runes until they all glow to unlock the door. Okay. So, got 3 of them. So all the reds go there. They just all had to have 3 colors in the same section, it looked like. You all stumble down into a dark, musty chamber, the secret door swinging shut behind you. Looking around, you find yourself in a massive library. Everything is covered in a thick layer of dust. As soon as you step inside, ancient magic lamps flicker to light, casting a calm blue glow upon everything.
You have got to be kidding me.
This is quite the sight.
An archivist collection.
It really has survived all these years.
Michael speaks softly. His voice is uncharacteristically serious, his eyes taking in the many tomes and scrolls.
To think that such a place was hidden beneath this town. I have to report this to Alethea.
I'm afraid if you were to do that, Madam Knight, I would have to stop you.
Michael speaks with a kind but deadpan seriousness that makes even Victoria pause.
Michael, what's going on?
So, you finally show us your true colors. I was wondering when we'd see the real person behind that fake smile of yours.
I think I've been fairly upfront about my opinions of your handlers. This place is a unique collection of our long-lost history. I won't have its location revealed by a military bootlicker who's never had an independent thought in her life.
You...
Choice will influence your personality going forward. calm down.
Enough of this.
With authority.
Both of you stand down. We have more important things to concern ourselves with than your petty feuds.
Giving orders now, are we? I wonder, is it stupidity or arrogance that makes you think that would work?
I don't know. I think it was kind of hot.
Oh, could you not?
If you're all quite done fighting over there, I think I've found something you'd like to see.
You look around and spot Anne much further into the library, holding up a small silver disc that looks awfully familiar.
Is that a spirit locket?
But what is it doing here?
From the look of things, I'd say they were building them here.
Wait. Build? Someone built these things?
Yeah, they had to come from somewhere.
Well, obviously, magical artifacts like these don't just materialize out of thin air.
Yeah, no crap.
You say that, but...
Oh, this is fascinating. It's clearly similar to the locket we've been using, but more refined somehow. Perhaps this is a later model? This might just be what we need.
I'll be taking that. Thank you.
Ronan. A voice suddenly purrs from deeper within the library. From the shadows, a hand appears to grab Anne's arm, plucking the locket from her grasp.
What the? Give that back!
Anne struggles against him, but the demon barely acknowledges her. Instead, he stares at the locket, transfixed.
How strange to finally be the one holding this cursed thing. Thank you for finding this for me. Your help is most appreciated.
Let go of her.
I swear, if you hurt her, let her go now.
Oh, please. And have her turn around and fry my head with those pretty hands of hers? I think not. You people have been getting in my way twice now. So excuse me if my patience is worn a bit thin.
Getting on people's nerves is a specialty of ours. Not about to argue with that.
But that won't matter now, because I finally got what I need. Once I've charged up this locket, my brethren will finally be free.
This background music is so... the beat goes hard.
You do realize you need demon spirits to power that locket. You're going to use your own people as sacrifices?
Oh, how very human of you to assume I would be willing to betray my own like that. I'm not like you, and neither is this locket anything like that beaten old prototype you carry around. Care for a demonstration?
Oh no, we can use humans too. He points the locket at Anne and it begins to glow ominously, and then a beam of light shoots out and connects with her chest. Just like when you see a white demon. Oh no, you won't.
You are going down, Ronan!
Let's go!
Oh god, okay, I was about to say oh no. Okay, I need red there. Let's do it like that. Clock looks like that. Glad these are timed, because I would panic way too much. Ronan flinches away from the light from your locket to meet. Nan uses the moment to break free from his grip and escape.
It appears I'm outmatched for now. This thing is running on empty. No matter, I know just how to fill it up. Bye for now, little alchemist.
He grins and disappears into the darkness. We can't let him escape.
We've gotta go.
You move to rush forward, but a hand on your shoulder holds you back.
Don't be so rash. You'll get yourself hurt.
Caden.
Let him go for now. We have other things to worry about.
I wonder.
I'm not sure what just happened, though. We didn't use the locket to seal this time, but to attack?
Fascinating.
It seems like you're finally able to tap into the demon's souls in the locket. That's good. It would certainly be useful down the line.
This is...
Are you alright, Anne? You look a bit pale.
I'm fine. Just rattled. I think I understand just what that locket is capable of now.
Huh?
What do you mean?
Actually...
When the light hit me, it felt like I outstruck my soul and it was pulling it straight out of me. Pulling, you don't mean?
I'm pretty sure Ronan just tried to seal my soul away in that locket.
Are you okay? You're not hurt? Are you okay, Annie? Are you okay? You're not hurt? I still have my soul, if that's what you're asking, yes. That is disturbing, to say the least. With a disturbing kind of magic.
Huh.
I know this must be hard for you, but let's try not to judge before we have their side of the story.
About that.
That's gonna be difficult, though, isn't it? No one's here for us to ask. I'll say the library they left behind is a good place to start us, honey. We should look around. Wise words, my friends. There must be something here that can give us a clue as to what happens. Let's get the blackboard. There's a large blackboard on one of the walls. Is there? I don't see a blackboard, but I'll take your word for it. It's filled with scribbles of half-finished calculations and mysterious runes that might be a foreign language or just someone's really terrible handwriting. At the bottom, a message is written in much neater handwriting. I know what you did, Chris. I swear if I find one more fake spider in my things, I'm gonna have Liv weld your boots to the ceiling. Bjorn? Nothing useful here. We should keep looking. Check the desk. There's a desk near where Anne found the spirit locket. Schematics and papers are scattered about, all written in a dry academic tone that's hard to comprehend or interesting to actually read through. Among the dusty literature, your eye is caught by a book with a bright and friendly cover.
Huh?
A children's book? Guess even stuffy scientists need a break once in a while. Sure, I'll read it. Crack open the pages, which are dry and stiff with age, and begin to read.
So...
There once was a child with a mischievous mind. He liked pulling pranks on the people he liked. Friends, family, even strangers sometimes would find milk in their boots and toes in their tea. People cursed and swore at the laughing child. Little did they know something had taken root in his heart. A spirit of rage had found a place to call home, and the more they cursed, the stronger its hold become. The hate grew much larger than the boy, and he split down the middle like a nutcracker open. His kin was slain by the cycle of anger they caused, and in the end there was nothing left but the mirage.
Yikes!
Wow, old fairy tales are really something. Let's just leave this here for now before it gives us all nightmares. But I'm guessing that's probably what's happening, like what caused the demons to occur in the first place. Browse the shelves. Walk around the bookshelf searching for anything about the spirit locket. They're mostly huge tomes of historical records you won't even begin to go through, but eventually you do find a pile of folders that look relatively new compared to everything else down here. Project Mirage. Project Mirage is printed in bold letters across the front.
Huh?
Did you find something? You open the folder. Most of the writing doesn't mean anything to you. Calculations and schematics strewn across the pages. However, there's one thing you definitely understand. An old photograph.
Whoa!
That Elizabeth Athalia, and is that the bard, maybe? What is it doing here?
I wonder.
What is an old picture of her doing down here? Wait, and who are those two with her? One of them, the one to the right, looks kind of familiar. Mime's explanation draws the attention of the others who walk over.
My, The old alchemy master was quite the looker, wasn't she?
That woman with her... That looks like Alethea.
Really?
Both of them knew about this place? Yet none of them chose to speak to us about it. Given everything that's happened, why keep it a secret? I'm sure she had her reasons. Right? Let's go talk with the alchemist and get to the bottom of this. I'm just curious about... Oh, and look, the lamps have like little fairy lights coming off of them. That's cool. But I wonder who the third is. Outside, the sun has already set, but there's still a light in the old alchemy shop.
There you are. How is the demon hunt coming along?
We need to talk. Elizabeth, and we need them now. What in the world happened to put such a serious expression on your face? You hand the picture to Elizabeth and she immediately grows pale.
Where did you get this?
About that.
We found it in a library hidden under the town, among an archivist's collection.
I don't understand. That door was supposed to be sealed. How did you? Of course. I should have known.
Explain what's going on.
What?
What's going on here, Elizabeth? What have you been hiding and why? Giving orders now, are we? Things have really changed.
First thing first. The locket. Is it safe?
If by safe you mean currently in the hands of the demon we've been hunting, then yes.
Alethera's mercy.
Just what kind of locket is it, and what's Project Mirage?
It's not that simple.
It's quite a long story.
Look.
Then you better get started. Elizabeth takes a deep breath, a deep shuddering breath.
I see.
I've already shared with you how I once worked as an alchemist for the Empire. The truth is, though, the locket in your hands. Many years ago, I helped build it. The Empire needed a weapon in their fight against the North, and spirit lockets were very effective, but the war dragged on, and eventually the spirits we had used as fuel disappeared.
Really?
Yanked them down to extinction.
I wonder.
Or they merely found better places to hide. We don't know for sure, but what is certain is that it started a massive arms race to find an alternative energy search for the lockets. That's how Project Mirage started. Ancient records show that when an abundance of emotion is gathered in a certain location, a spirit might spring to life, a mirror or a mirage. Supposedly they are brittle things with little shape or form, and they dissolve quickly depending on the strength of the emotion they are born from, like a bad feeling lingering in the air. Our goal was to build a locket that could safely trap and preserve a mirage as an alternative to nature spirits. It would be a near endless source of energy. With the war raging, there was an abundance of rage and sorrow to pick from. We just needed the right tool.
That seems odd.
Why have I not heard of this? Even if you didn't succeed, it should have been in the Academia's archives. I've read every piece on alternative energy sources in existence and never once heard about this project.
That's because we succeeded.
Huh?
Pardon?
It's not that simple.
Liv was a genius tinkerer, years ahead of her time, and she succeeded in creating a second generation of lockets, but it was never used in the war. Because mirages are mirrors of human souls, an unexpected feature of the invention was the ability to lock away human souls as well.
That seems odd.
While that is problematic, trust me, I realize, I don't understand why it would make you shelve the project. The human spirit doesn't possess any magic, that's why spirits were used instead.
Normal human spirits don't. But what about mages?
A tense silence falls over the room.
If just...
You must understand, the Empire was desperate. The people were getting sick of a never-ending war. Arcadia kept getting called back into the capital, and every time she returned, she seemed more distant. We knew something was coming, and we didn't want to risk this discovery becoming a weapon to be used against the very people who built it.
Let's see.
So you sealed the locket away?
Yes.
On Liv's insistence. She still believed that in a time of peace the locket might be used for good, so she and the other researchers hid their discovery, locked it away. Many of them were later killed in the Great Cleansing or disappeared up north. I too left my post and decided to set up shop in town to keep an eye on things.
I can't believe this.
When demons showed up, you didn't think it might be related.
Lethrus, grant me strength.
The demon's seal beneath this town is no secret to the Empire, at least not to those that deem important enough to know. This location was chosen because of its unique situation. In order to build a spirit locket, after all, you need spirits to test it on.
Oh.
That sounds really horrible.
Huh?
How? The demons were sealed away, right?
Ugh.
It's not easy and definitely not cheap, but it is possible with the right mages to open a seal like that and drag a single spirit through to do the experiments and then return it to its prison.
Huh.
That certainly sounds ethical. Those poor spirits. That explains the grumpiness.
So...
You don't think an apology would do the trick, do you? While it would be amusing to watch you try and hand an apology to Ronan, I would have to say it's quite the stretch.
Is it possible that Ronan, or the demon possessing him, is one of those spirits extracted for these experiments?
Let's see.
It would certainly explain the grudge against us humans, and also how he knew about the lockets and its location. You think that this has been his plan all along?
Look.
He went after the alchemy shop to steal your locket. We thought it was because he was going to use it, but he might have known it was the key to enter the library. I wondered, though, how he was planning to get his hands on the blood of an archivist.
I see.
Maybe he was planning to possess you later down the line.
Oh, really?
While the thought is flattering, he couldn't possibly have predicted that I would show up, could he? It doesn't matter anyways. As things stand now, he already has the locket he was looking for.
What would be his next step?
He'd need to charge it. Find a mage he can seal away, so he can use the locket to break the seal.
His minions have already failed in recruiting Anne and me for this. So who would be his next target?
Oh no, don't tell me it's the kid. Queen might be in danger. We have to go warn them immediately.
I agree that it is a possibility, but please remain calm. Now that we know his plans, we have the opportunity to lay a trap.
Oh, really?
Oh, I thought you would be running straight back to the capital after this to get permission from your handler. Michael.
Huh.
What? I'm merely pointing out that if word gets back to Arcadia that the locket is here, we can wave goodbye to any chance of us laying a trap to get it back. Victoria?
I was tasked with putting a stop to this. We can't let Ronan succeed. We'll proceed on our own for now. Alethea did order that we take care of this any way possible without drawing attention to ourselves. This is the best way to do that.
That's... okay, then.
Very well.
I can't believe I'm saying this. But thank you, Victoria.
Please don't.
So what do we do now?
We lay a trap for a demon.
Chapter 4, The Mage's Ward.
Okay, so here's the plan. Since Ronan still believes we're clueless about his next target, we have an edge.
We are going to prepare and be ready for any strike.
Really?
That does seem quite like a lot. What do you intend to do? Stake out my shop? If necessary, that is what we'll do. Oh my.
About that.
I bet Lunas can make some alchemy potions that'll be helpful for fortifying the shop. Or trapping, for sure. Maybe you should leave town for a while, Gwen? We could visit Droas for a few days, and you wouldn't be in harm's way.
Absolutely not.
I am not going to hide away. Then, what would my customers think if I just up and vanished like that? What about the library, then? You could set up a base feed down there, and surely that would be safer.
Look,
It's not like the library is impenetrable. One necessary he proven himself capable of venturing into Spike's protections.
How curious.
Only someone with the blood of an archivist should be able to open that door, correct? How'd you get inside?
huh.
That's what I like to know. There's still so much about our demon friend that remains unclear. Maybe we should go talk with him again? He might be able to give us a bit more insight to his brother's being.
Well,
If we can find him, that is. He usually comes to us on the other way around. But I agree, it's worth a visit.
this is the plan.
We'll bolster our defenses, learn more about the enemy, and finally set the trap. A simple but efficient strategy. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll find a way to complicate things. Don't forget the cheese. Remember the cheese is the trap and we're good.
Is something wrong, Victoria? You look like you want to say something.
Merely waiting for the gloating to start. Go ahead. Call me a hypocrite.
You should know by now, I'm not really the type to revel in others' misfortunes.
Which somehow just makes this even more frustrating. I criticized you for going against orders, and now I went and did the same. Just like that time.
Victoria, out of all of us here, you have proved to be the one most capable of dealing with problems with a level head and a calm mind. What happened between you and the hunters, I can't say I understand. But I do know that no matter what we might be facing in the future, I trust you to steer us in a just direction.
Anne is right. You really are soft as a jellyfish.
You don't say.
However, I think I needed to hear some soft wisdom for a change. Thank you, Caden.
Anytime.
So I can talk to Kate. Actually, let's go to the library first. Talk with Victoria. You find Victoria in the library looking at her orb of communication like it holds the answers to life's biggest questions. Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Victoria tucks the orb away and turns to it. That's obviously back when we got her, but like, very funny expression for concern. Victoria tucks the orb away and turns to you with a tired sigh. I'm fine. Why are you here? I just wanted to see you.
You see...
I wanted to see what you're up to. I enjoy your company, after all. Victoria blinks, then sighs, looking a little embarrassed.
This is...
Right, sorry, I'm just not used for people making social calls. She sighs and looks down at the orb again. This is the first time I ever kept something from the commander. It's unsettling. You're doing the right thing.
Well...
You made the right decision. We need to use this moment to our advantage. Of course, I know that. I stand by my decision, otherwise we wouldn't be standing here. Should understand as well when we are successful.
Look.
I trust the commander, fully. I owe everything to her.
She took me in when I had nowhere else to go. Trained me. And gave me a job. A purpose. I will always be indebted to her for that.
The catch?
Really?
Seems rather odd, doesn't it? What was in it for her? Does it matter? kindness can be extended for selfish reasons. It doesn't change the fact that she helped me at my lowest.
Look.
I was recruited into the hunters at a young age. My family was so proud. Demon hunters are revered as heroes all across the north, and I had grown up with the stories of valiant troll slayers and spirit exorcists. The requirements to enter are steep. It's rare that commoners make the cut these days, but I was determined. I went through the training years upon years of studying. I proved myself worthy and was awarded a blade of my own, the mark of a true demon hunter. So what happens?
Huh?
Victoria looks away with a huff, glaring at the wall.
About that.
I made a mistake. I ruined a mission by ignoring the rules, just like I am doing now. It was supposed to be our first real mission, to officially initiate us as hunters. 2 of us were new recruits. We had completed our training together, and we were so excited to finally prove ourselves. But the demon we were tracking turned out to be a lot more powerful than the scouts had reported. We were losing, and I was forced to make a choice. To save the civilians we were proud there to protect, or my fellow hunter, my friend.
So...
How does one even make such a choice? I'd save the friends.
Actually...
I'd probably save the friends.
I see.
I appreciate the honesty. And to be fair, I wouldn't fault anyone for making that choice. It makes sense.
Look.
Humans get attached to individuals. How can you possibly care about nameless strangers?
Well...
But hunters are supposed to be different. We are supposed to save as many as possible, no matter who they are. I made a selfish choice. People died. Normally I would have faced the punishment for my mistake within the demon hunters, but the friend I saved was born into a powerful, noble family. She looks away in disgust.
So...
The whole situation became a huge political mess. People jumping in to defend me for their own selfish reasons, even though all I wanted was to be judged by my peers so I could move on. I wasn't that lucky. My valiant saviors won their stupid battle. My valiant saviors won their stupid battle, and I was dismissed from the hunters with no punishment. I was disgusted by this display of corruption. I didn't want to serve in such a place, so I left.
Well...
Wandering for a time without any purpose, and then I met Arcadia. She showed me that there are people within the Empire who care about equal laws for everyone. To me, she's an inspiration for what kind every knight should be. Look, real laws must be followed. Laws are good, but so are moral.
I see.
I understand that laws are necessary, but you need to have morals to balance it out. I don't think you did anything wrong by following your hearts. You would have only been in the wrong if you hadn't saved anyone at all. Victoria huffs in disgust. I shouldn't be surprised you would look at it that way. Foolish. I can live with that.
Well...
I can live with you thinking I'm foolish. I still stand by my answer. Victoria lets out a sigh, but she's smiling. I respect your opinion. She shifts and looks away, fingers tapping against the sigil on her hip. Anyway, now that you know why the situation with the library disturbs me, we should get back to the task at hand and get it resolved as quickly as possible. Also, she cracks a small smile.
I suppose that's all right.
If you ever again intend to come interrogate me about my past, at least bring some refreshments. I'll host a tea party.
Well...
I'll be sure to arrange for a proper tea party and extend an invitation, don't you worry. Victoria surprises you by actually giving a chuckle at that, shaking her head. Whatever. Come on, we got better things to do than talk about the food. You leave the library.
Thank you, Victoria.
What are you scheming now?
No scheming, I swear. I'm merely grateful you've decided to keep the library a secret.
For now. Don't kid yourself. This is a temporary solution to give us an edge with our mission. Once the demons are stopped, I have to report this to Alethea.
And I shall spend the time you have granted me wisely. I won't forget this.
Just Don't go and do anything stupid that would force me to turn you in.
I promise. You know, I knew from the start that you would be quite the formidable foe to face. I hadn't expected you to be a formidable friend as well.
Speak of it to no one.
My lips are sealed.
You walk down into the forgotten library. It's easy to imagine the place was once buzzing with life. Archivists walking amongst the rows of bookshelves, working on their next big discovery. Now it is quiet, however, save for the single mage sitting on the floor, surrounded by a pile of books. So what are you up to, Michael? What are you working on? Michael looks up, startled by her voice. He looks a bit gaunt, like something heavy is weighing on his mind, but it's easily masked by a smile. Aha, Lunas. That is an excellent question, one that is incredibly difficult for me to answer. You sit down next to him, and Michael closes a book in his lap, tapping the cover with a finger. I've been searching for this place for years, which, granted, in the grand scheme of things, isn't really that long, but I'm still struggling with the feeling of... this odd feeling of... what now? The collection is awe-inspiring. As all the libraries fell, survivors would have brought what they could here, gathering possibly the largest collection of historical records running the Empire's noses.
Look.
He picks up a book from a pile and flips through it. This is a full record of heirs to one of the biggest noble houses in the central capital. Most of them are illegitimate, but by the looks of things... Or this one. He picks up another book. On account of how an incompetent general accidentally ran his army through a quiet farming village during the conquest of the north, and a detailed description of the hoops the official had to jump through in order to cover it up. They're all like this. He gestures to the massive collection around you. Rows upon rows of documented history. Detailed accounts of crimes and corruption, the very worst and best of humanity gathered on dusty old pages. So what happens now? What happens next? What will he do with it all? The question of the century, isn't it?
I could live 1,000 lifetimes and not fully understand everything within this library. I came here to find proof. Something that would reveal the corruption of the Empire. But this? The truth is what I expected. That the system is riddled with corruption and pain. And they knew. Everyone knew and did nothing. I always believed the more I knew, the closer I'd be to a solution. But I only feel despair.
I understand you with that. He chuckles, running a hand down his face. You've never seen Michael like this. Defeated.
I guess in the end, Rune was right. I would not find what I seek in this place. No gratification, no righteous justice. Just more darkness. Gathering dust.
God, it looks like he's staring right through the person's soul. I'm sorry, Michael.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, your pity will do the world a little good. We humans tell our children that the world can be changed by heroes, but that's a lie. The world isn't easily changed by anyone. History is a loop insistent on repeating itself. And once you see that loop, you can either live that life in frustration, screaming on the top of your lungs the truth to people who don't want to hear it, or you can just accept that the world isn't going to change and move on. Don't give up on the world,
Michael.
If you try and carry the whole world on your shoulders, then of course you're going to collapse under this strain. But that doesn't mean you should just drop everything on the floor instead. You're capable of changing things. Everyone is. It just might be just might be a small thing, like saving a single book in a huge library, but it's still better than doing nothing.
Oh, really?
Better than doing nothing, huh? He stares at the book in his lap again. One lie. If I could just expose one, then that would be a start. Picking one out among all this might be a challenge in itself. It will take time. You'll make the right choice.
About that.
I'm sure you'll make the right choice and change the world for the better. You have such confidence in me, friends. Can't say I share it, but I'm grateful all the same. Of course, all of these musings are not worth much unless we succeed in the task at hand. Quinn is a lovely person. I would hate to see anything bad happen to them. As far as Ronan, I still wonder what his connections to this place is. If his plan all along was to seal the spirit locket here, then he must have been aware he needed both blood and your locket to enter. The locket he could steal, but blood? I'll have to check in on something. Skipping your work again?
I wonder.
Are you running off to skip work again? Possibly. Be a dear and don't tell Victoria. He walks off and disappears deep into the library. You leave too.
I'm sorry, Michael. I fear I offended you with my previous comments.
You? Offensive? Caden, you're about as offensive as free cake with your drink.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing. What I mean is, I'm afraid my earlier comments came across as me suggesting you were hiding behind your smile.
Well, yes. That is the truth, after all.
You... what?
I didn't expect you to pick up on it, though. You are more perceptive than I gave you credit for, friend.
But why, though? What is it you wish to hide?
There are many things in life better handled with a smile, even a fake one. For what it's worth, I usually don't have to do so around you and our other friends.
That, I'm glad to hear. Now, you mentioned cake?
Picked up on that as well, did you? To the tavern.
Lead on, my friend.
That's sweet. That really is sweet. But for now, I'm going to save this here. And I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your lives. And may the stars forever guide your path, forever they might lead you into the future. Bye-bye, everybody.